H and the Cincinnati Bengals turned their fortunes around this season with the league's most productive and flamboyant rushing game. And with a Pro Bowl passing combination of Boomer Esiason and Eddie Brown. And with a victory today, the surprising Bengals would earn their first division title in 7 years. The glory days for the world champion Redskins have dwindled away as their reign atop the NFL has dissolved into a cavernous season of despair. The Skins have never suffered a losing season under Joe Gibbs. So this afternoon, they'll try to finish out their sour season on a sweet note. The home field has been a major advantage all season for Cincinnati. And today they'll be fighting to keep that advantage alive for the playoffs. We're live at Riverfront Stadium, sold out for the match between the Washington Redskins and the Cincinnati Bengals. Cold and blustery day, temperature 24 degrees with the wind chill factor, it's 2 below. Northwest wind 10 to 17 miles an hour. It's supposed to remain partly cloudy and cold. A look at the AFC Central Division. The Bengals atop 11-4. Houston's still alive and Cleveland's still alive. But the Bengals have clinched a playoff spot, at least a wild card. If they win or tie today, they can clinch the AFC Central Division title. If they win and Buffalo loses to Indianapolis, then the Bengals will have the home field advantage throughout the playoffs as long as they continue to win. Pat Summerall here with John Madden, and you look at what Sam White and the Bengals have done. They've really made things turn around in a very short time, John.
Well, they have. You see Sam White is smiling there now. He hasn't lost a game here at home all year. A year ago at this time, they thought Sam White was going to be fired. I'll tell you, he brought this team back together, led by Boomer Esiason, the leading quarterback in the NFL. And I'll tell you, it has to be a lot of fun to run this offense. James Brook, Ickey Woods, you can run if you can't pass. Then he has speed outside, Tim McGee and Eddie Brown. This is an explosive group of football players.
And they're going to get a chance to handle it. Cincinnati won the toss. The Redskins, I beg your pardon. Yes, they did win the toss. And they chose to receive. And Chip Lohmiller kicks in the direction of Stanford Jennings and Ira Hiller. Here's Jennings outside the 20 to about the 23. Raven Caldwell made the stop. This is Boomer Esiason, the NFL's top-rated quarterback. He'll look at this Redskin defensive line. Man and Manley at the ends. Butts and Darrell Grant, the two tackles. Linebacking core of Kaufman, Olkowitz in the middle, and Wilbur Marshall. And a makeshift secondary, Wilburn and Bowles the corners, and Gage and Walton start at safety. Woods, left side, good yardage. Stopped by Bowles and Olkowitz. Olkowitz has had an excellent year. The Cincinnati offense, Esiason the quarterback, Brooks and Woods the runners, Tim McGee and Eddie Brown the wide receivers, and Rodney Holman, an excellent tight end. Speaking of excellence, this is the offensive line that many think is the best. Munoz, Reimers, and the rest of the group. McGee wide left, Brown wide right. Left again, this time with Brooks. Just outside the 30, picked up 4. It'll be third and about 2.
There's one thing the Bengals like to do, Pat, on offense, is get their two running backs into the game early. That's what they did. They started the first play, they handed boom. They gave it to Ickey Woods. Then they came back the second play, they give it to James Brook. So now, 2 plays, both of their running backs have carried 1 time.
Neil Olkowitz is the injured Redskin. Kurt Gouveia already on the field to take his place in the middle. Olkowitz has had, as I mentioned a moment ago, An outstanding year. 0-0 at Riverfront Stadium. 14:01 left to play in the first quarter. Who knows how to get ready for this weather?
That's a destroyer.
3rd and 3. Two tight ends set up now. Brown, the one wide receiver, split wide to the right. Briggs and Holman, the tight end. This is Ickey Wood. Close, but I don't think he got it. Stopped by Manley first with help from Alvin Walton.
This is the type of thing that's a tough decision. You have to punt. But you're at home. It's probably going to be short. If it is, the whole crowd here wants you to go for it. The Redskins, maybe they could go for it. They're out of it. But when a game is this big, if this thing is short, well, it's not short anyway. But if it is, Sam Weiss would have had a punt.
Weiss and the Bengals and all the assistant coaches and the backup quarterbacks do a lot of signaling from the sideline. They have also that offense that they call attack, in which they don't huddle. They just go up to the line and do everything with signals and audible. Brooks has split out wide to the left this time, and Woods is the lone setback. Size back to throw it. Looking at Brooks. Had it and dropped it. Walton on the coverage. There was a strike from Boomer.
And that's what they try and do. Everyone tries to get Alvin Walton out of the strong safety spot because Alvin Walton is like a linebacker there. And they want to get him away from the run. They think his weakness is man-to-man coverage outside. So by putting Brooks outside, Walton has to go out and cover. He did it well on that play.
2nd and 10. Ickey Woods, there was some doubt earlier in the week. Stopped by Kurt Gouveia and Charles Mann. Some doubt earlier in the week whether or not Woods, who's had such an outstanding rookie season, would be able to play. He's got a bad shoulder.
Hey, let me tell you, this guy's a tough guy. I mean, he's a big guy. He's strong. He has speed, movement. He separated his shoulder last week. And they didn't know if, again, he'd be able to play, but he practiced yesterday. He was fine.
3rd and 8. Esiason has Eddie Brown at the 20. Steve Gage was the defender. 46-yard pickup.
Eddie Brown is on the right side here. He's going to run a post. You see him in the middle there. Now he starts up the field. He's on Barry Wilburn. Wilburn goes back into the zone, the outside zone. Eddie Brown just splits between the corner and the safety.
And if he doesn't have to wait, John, that's a touchdown.
It was wide open. Look at the pass protection here. Boomer Esiason, he looked to the left, pumped out there, and then went deep to Eddie Brown.
Briggs was the man in motion. This is Brooks. Down to about the 16. Olkowitz back in the game, made the stop.
Yeah, this is one of the goals that the Bengals had in the offseason. Look at a year ago, they ranked 18th, 48% of the time they scored a TD inside the 20. Look what they've done this year. 72%, and they're the best team in the NFL with that statistic.
That is a remarkable statistic. Brooks, this time, split wide right, leaving Woods as the lone setback. With a tight end, Holman. Incomplete. Olkowitz and Kaufman got him in the sandwich. And now no huddle.
And you see the Redskins, how quickly they ran their guys in there. That's going to be a big battle today. Can the Bengals keep the Redskins out of nickel, or can the Redskins get their nickel in quickly enough?
And as soon as the Redskins got him in there, they went back in the huddle.
I think as banged up as the Redskins are, nickel's not a bad deal for the Bengals to throw against.
3rd down, about 9. Esiason down. Manley
Charles Mann. We see him. He's going to come right here. He's going against Joe Walter there, the big right tackle. Watch him. He hits into him. Now he just pushes with a bull rush. He just pushes Walter right back into Boomer. Tell you, Charles Mann usually does it with move. But that time, he just got both hands on Walter and pushed him right back into the quarterback.
Kurt Schoner will hold for Jim Brees from 40 yards away. Not nearly enough. And so the Bengals and their mascot will have to wait. It's 0-0 with 10:32 left to play first quarter. The Redskins and the Bengals, 0-0. Doug Williams, the starting quarterback, 4-5 this year when he started the game. Cincinnati's defensive line, they play a three-man front. Obviously then four linebackers behind them. Tim Crumrye, the nose tackle, having a great year. Leon White, Sander Kelly, and Reggie Williams, the city councilman. And then Phillips and Thomas, the cornerbacks. The Redskins out of the huddle quickly. Last week, Williams 17 out of 40 against the Cowboys. Ricky Sanders split wide to the left. Morris is the running back. Straight ahead. Morris outside the 25. The pickup of 5. Kelly made the stop. Doug Williams, the quarterback. Morris, the running back. Terry Orr, the H-back. Art Monk, Gary Clark, the wide receivers, and Donnie Warren, the tight end. Lachey, Grimm, Bostic, May, and Jacoby, the front 5. Morris got 6, second and 4. Morris to the right. A gain of 6 for the rookie from Michigan and the brother of the Giants, Joe Morris. First down, Redskins.
And I'll tell you, that's the thing that Joe Gibbs loves to do. I think their whole offense is based on being able to run. This year they're 25th in the league in rushing. And of course, Joe Gibbs isn't that kind of coach. If they're going to be successful offensively, they have to be able to run, then go to play pass and that type of thing off the run.
Moore was the man in motion. Morris for the third consecutive play. A pickup of 3. Just to amplify what you were talking about, John.
But, you know, the thing is, part of it is injuries. You know, Timmy Smith really didn't have the year they expected of him. And then Kelvin Bryant gets injured. He's really not a full-time player they thought maybe he was. And now they're starting Jamie Morris, a rookie. I think they're really looking for a bigger running back. When you got a one-back offense, I think you need a bigger running back.
Here's Doug Williams back to throw it. Ricky Sanders makes the catch right at midfield. 11-yard gain. Stopped by Eric Thomas. First down, Redskins.
This is the strength of the Redskins. Where they just go back to pass and throw the ball. Ricky Sanders is one of the best wide receivers in the league, and he doesn't even start. I mean, they play a lot of 3 wide receivers. And if that's the strength of their team, they're 3 wide receivers.
That's Sanders in motion. And Morris right side with the famous Redskin counter gap for not much. 2 yards perhaps, no more. Reggie Williams on the bottom of the pile. That's the 6th different offensive line combination that the Redskins have used this year because of injuries, basically. 2nd and 8. Morris straight ahead to about the 43. Wilcox, the safety man, made the stop. Solomon Wilcox. touch.
You know, it's
Morris got
interesting.
6.
It's interesting, Pat, that the Redskins are going 3 tight ends. Look, they only have 1 wide receiver. That's Ricky Sanders. Tight end here, tight end here, tight end here, and they're keeping this whole thing bunched in here to play with. Now, last week, the Oilers went 4 wide receivers, opened up the formation. That's what the Bengals expected the Redskins to do.
Mike Oliphant has replaced Jamie Morris on 3rd down, and Williams gets it outside to him. Another Redskin first down. Fulcher made the stop.
Joe Gibbs was saying that these guys are getting on-the-job training. Jamie Morris is the starting back. He's in there on running down. Mike Oliphant comes in on the passing down. So he says our whole backfield is relying on 2 rookies.
So Morris is back in now on 1st down at the Bengal 34. Monk and Clark split wide left. Sanders wide right with a 3 wide receiver set up now. Morris by Reggie Williams first, perhaps a yard.
Here's one of the strengths of the Cincinnati Bengals. Watch this guy right here, Tim Cumry. He's the leading tackler on this Bengal defense. He's also in the Pro Bowl. And again, if you play a 3-man line, if you're going to run the ball, you got to get movement on that nose tackle. When you have a nose tackle like Cumry and you don't get any movement, you're not going to get any inside running.
Sanders moves away from the rest of the team up to the top of the picture. Monk comes in motion. Williams. Monk close to the 30-yard, 25-yard line. Stopped by Joe Kelly. Picked up 7.
The Redskins are really mixing this thing up. We saw where they went with a 3 tight ends, then they take the tight ends out, then they bring in 3 wide receivers. So they got their running with the 3 tight ends, they got their passing with the 3 wide receivers. Good mixture, and in this drive, they're keeping that Bengal defense off balance.
That's one of the things that Joe Gibbs told us last night that they had to do. That was keep it away from them because they're so explosive. The Bengals. Williams, a blitz coming. Intended for Monk, and he just didn't have time to get it there.
Hey, watch what they do. The Bengals put Ray Horton up here. The Redskins come in motion here, and boom, they just bring their safety. Now Williams has to get rid of the ball. Watch him, number 20. He's up there in the line of scrimmage. Now, boom, there he comes. Now, luckily, Williams was looking to that side, so he was able to get rid of it. Watch Horton coming from the outside. Williams sees him, and just to avoid the sack, he almost gets a completion.
Greg Coleman holding Chip Lohmiller, who's made 9 in a row from 43 yards away. That's plenty long enough. That one would have gone into the mezzanine. It's 3-0 Redskins. 5:27 remaining in the first quarter. 3-0 Redskins. We're at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Scoring drive, 11 plays. They got the field goal from Lohmiller. Stanford Jennings at the 3 for the Bengals. Hit hard at about the 22. A return of 18 stopped by Dean Hamill and Manusky.
Hey, I think that was real important, that last drive for the Redskins, to have a drive like that and get control like that, because get the lead, you know, quiet this crowd down, and I think they've done that.
First and 10 Bengals at their own 21. Briggs was the man in motion. Esias in the half roll out, pass knocked away. Intended for Riggs, knocked down by Wilbur Marshall.
There's a defense over there. After they go off, then they all go in a group and they get around the coach, and then he shows what they did. So he's showing them, okay, now on running downs, they're bringing in 3 tight ends. Then Then when they take out the 3 tight ends and they go 3 wide receivers. So when they have 3 tight ends, this is what we want to do. Then on 3 wide receivers, this is our judgment. That was Dick LeBeau, the defensive coordinator of the Bengals.
Second and 10. Messiah sitting straight back up into the pocket. Gets it out to Ickey Wood. He gets up to about the 28. Pickup of 6, stopped by Charles Mann.
Ickey Wood said when he was a senior at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas, he said all the scouts come in and he said they knew he could run. What the heck, he led the nation as a runner. And he said they all just wanted to see if he could catch. He only caught 6 passes. And he says, hey, I can catch. Don't worry about that. But the only real adjustment he had was pass protection. It was really different from anything that he's ever done.
And he said he's still working on that. From the shotgun, which Boomer Esiason likes to operate. Behind Collinsworth, Todd Bowles very nearly came up with an interception.
This Redskin team has really come to play today, Pat. I think that they've, all the things, they're down, they're out of it. The Bengals are the best offensive team. The Bengals can win the championship today, and no one gave them much credit or much chance in this game. But with the mixture they're doing on defense and offense, the Bengals really haven't gotten on track.
Lee Johnson, left-footed, back to punt for Cincinnati. Oliphant to return it. Good kick from Johnson. Takes this Oliphant all the way back inside his 30, where he dodged away from one man. But the backup coverage is there, led by Riggs. Number 87 knocked him out of bounds. So the score remains 3-0 in the Cincinnati jungle.
Here's what happens during the timeouts. Look, on the Bengal side, the whole offense comes over there. Sam Weiss is in there. They're talking about what the defense did. Then on the other side, the Redskin defense is over there with Richie Pettibone, saying this is what we have to do. That's what they're doing. So they play, then they get together as a group, and they go play a little more.
First and 10 Redskins from their own 35. Morris hit behind the line of scrimmage by Jim Scow, but he got back to where they began.
Jim Scow is one of the strongest guys on the Bengal team. You look at him, he's 6'3", 255, and Sam Weiss says everyone that looks, they look at his size and they don't think this guy's that strong. Then he said he explodes into boom. They go, wow, where'd that guy get that strength? He doesn't have that bigger package.
Redskin package now as Terry Orr split wide to the right. Hand off again to Morris. Again, he gets a little bit stopped by Joe Kelly, but it'll bring up a passing situation for Washington.
I think that was one of the things that Bengal defense talked about over in the sideline. They just took the ball and they started down the field on us. Watching the left of the screen there, you see Russ Grimm is blocking Crumrye. Crumrye said, hey, that's enough. Grimm says, wait a minute, I'm still going.
Bostic, who started at center for the Redskins, limping off. This is a guy that's had a career that's been filled by injury, but he keeps coming back. I don't know if he'll be back today or not.
He's not the biggest center in football, but every time we've seen him play, he's done the job. I know that, they think, well, he's not big enough to handle this nose tackle or that nose tackle, but I have never seen anyone ever manhandle Jeff Bostic.
McKenzie takes his place on 3rd and 6. Oliphant is the running back that was Clark in motion. Williams far over the head of Art Monk. A flag on the play. The official went down, lost his hat and his handkerchief.
I don't know if he lost that handkerchief or if that was a penalty, but the official did go down. The hat flew off, but there is a penalty against the Bengals. I thought that Doug Williams was just throwing that ball away because Art Monk was
Illegal
about to 30.
by the defense, 5 yards, first down.
Fred Cashin, the referee.
Watch this one, Pat. Here we got the clicker. Now watch the official there. He throws that up there in the left-hand corner. He throws that flag so hard, he just goes right to his back. He saw the thing all the way. He saw the contact right there. He threw the flag, lost the hat. He was writing a note there saying, when you throw flag left-handed, don't fall down.
Automatic first down. Morris gets the carry again. The right side hit down at about the 47. Joe Kelly and Leon White. Morris got 4. They're sticking with what they had in mind that they wanted to do, the Redskins.
And the biggest thing that they're doing is keeping this Bengal defense off balance. As we see here, Jamie Morris has rushed 9 times already, and that's the type of offense the Skins would like to have. And you can do that early in the game, and you can do that when you're ahead. And if they can keep this type of thing going, then they can keep doing that all day.
2nd and 6. Morris again. He got 3. Stopped by Tim Crumry.
Well, they're running a lot in there behind Mark May and Joe Jacoby. They're working that right side of their offensive line, and Mark May made the Pro Bowl this year, and it's his first year that he made it. He's been one of those guys that over the years had played well. In fact, they say that this year his guy has only sacked the quarterback 1 time. He's having that kind of year.
3rd down and short. They need 2. Williams hits Gary Clark. A gain of 10 and a Redskin first down.
You throw the ball out there at Gary Clark and he's going to get it. I've always said that this guy is like a linebacker in the body of a wide receiver. I mean, he's a tough guy. He'll block you. He'll fight you. He'll do anything to get that ball. Watch him push up the field and then come back. There's 2 Bengals on him, but Gary Clark still comes up with the ball.
He was juggling it on the way down, but got possession.
He's only 5'9", 170 pounds, and for whatever reason, he's always been one of my favorite players in the league.
First down, Redskins. Morris on the counter play. Gets to the 35. He bobbled it. Bengals thought they recovered it. The Redskins say he was down, of course.
That was that counter trade. Watch, they're going to pull the left guard and tackle. Watch a collision right there that Lachey has. He still goes to hit his guy.
No fumble. As ruled, that's the end of the first quarter with the score, the Redskins 3, Cincinnati nothing. Pat Summerall, John Madden at Riverfront Stadium. The Redskins against the Bengals. They're reviewing this play.
Now, the reason we left that sound in there, Pat, is that was a fumble. You can even hear the whistle, but the whistle blew after Jamie Morris fumbled the ball.
Based on review by the replay official, the ball was fumbled, but the whistle blew and blew it dead. It remains with Washington.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong because we had the sound in there, and you can hear the whistle blow after the fumble. Let's listen to it again. I'll tell you, the whistle blew quite a while after the fumble. They missed that one.
Nevertheless, Redskins give it to Morris straight ahead. to about the 32. Crumry again will be on the bottom of that pile. Morris got 4.
Sam Weiss is still arguing it's too late now because the rule is on instant replay. After you run a play, then you can't go back to it. But that was a fumble. David Grant, number 98, really hit Jamie Morris. The ball goes out. And what's the sound? You can hear the sound, the whistle blow after Morris had fumbled. I don't know what
you
to
say. It's too late now.
It's all academic.
3rd down, Redskins. At the Bengal 32. Warren is the move man. Williams back to throw it. Got broke up the middle. Hit from behind. He scrambled after a fumble, but he got a 1st down. Stopped by Eric Thomas. Washington 3, Cincinnati nothing.
Yeah, that's the type of thing that the Redskins have. They can throw to Art Monk. He's the bigger guy, and he's the move guy, and they throw those ins and outs. Then they can throw deep to a Ricky Sanders. He leads the team in touchdowns, or they can throw short or deep to Gary Clark, but he comes open a little quicker than Art Monk does.
Sanders split wide to the left. Caravello is back by Morris. And he'll lead him to the right side. Morris caught from behind by Crumry again. Crumry is one of those nose tackles. A lot of nose tackles take the center on head on. He seems to pick a side.
Well, you know, that's what he does. He's able to pick a side and then take a shoulder, then take him on, and then go up and down the line.
We're at Riverfront Stadium. Pat Summerall with John Madden. The NFL on CBS on Saturday. It is cold. 2nd and 8. Williams back to put it up. Sanders touched. Had it. Lost it. Eric Thomas back there with it.
Sanders made a pretty good move, though, on Eric Thomas. That's a corner move. And you're going to see him. He's going to start up like he's coming inside. See, into the post. Now he sells him on that. Then he makes that cut and goes back to the corner. Thomas made a pretty good recovery on it. He ran into the post with him, and then he ran back to the corner with him. Hey, that's a great throw by Doug Williams.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Ricky Sanders has to catch that ball. That's about as good a play on everyone as you can take. Good defense, great throw, and a great pattern by Ricky Sanders.
To Clark. Touchdown, Redskins. Lewis Phillips, the defender. I'll tell you what, John. Those are 2 great throws by Doug Williams.
Hey, those are 2 of the best throws back-to-back that I think I've ever seen. You talk about a touch thing, watch Doug Williams. This is just a fade pattern to Gary Clark. He's just going to take 3 steps, boom, 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 and throw it right up over the outside shoulder of Gary Clark. You talk about touch passes, 2 of them back-to-back. Those were perfect as you can get.
Miller for the extra point. 10-0 Redskins. 12 and a half minutes, 12:33 left to play in the first half, and Washington on top by 10. 12:33 left to play in the first half. Miller set to kick it off. Stanford Jennings and Ira Hillary back deep. If we look at the summary of what's happened so far, Washington scored the first 2 times they had the ball. They did what they had set out to do. And Miller has the ball, blow off the tee now. Kick will be against a little bit of the wind. Jennings will handle it at the 9. Flags on the play as Jennings broke out of the pack and was stopped at the 31 by Barry Wilburn. But penalty flags down. It's against Cincinnati.
That's why watch those two throws again, Pat. Here's the first one. It's 2nd and 8. This is the one to Ricky Sanders, to the corner. Look at this pass. This is a perfect pass. Right in his fingertip, over his shoulder, where only the receiver can get it, the defensive guy can't. Now he comes back 3rd and right, throws the first one to the left, comes back and throws this one to Gary Clark to the right side. 2 perfect passes back to back. Keep doing that, eventually you're going to get a whole bunch of touchdowns.
You don't stop many when they throw it that well and catch it that well. Ickey Woods is the lone setback.
I'll tell you, this Redskin team really has the Bengals off balance.
Outside the 35 to about the 39. Bad shoulder and all. Finally stopped by Gage.
He does that. That's what he does best, Pat. That thing we just saw him do that, where he starts to the right and cuts back to the left. Watch him. He's going to start running to the right, but the hole's not there. Then he just cuts it right back to the left. Then when he gets to the open field, straight up the field.
24 yards for Ickey Woods, and he's closing in on 1,000. Brooks this time, straight ahead. He got 3. Stopped by Olkowitz. This is what they set out to do, the Redskins. Keep it away from that Cincinnati offense.
And they've done it with great balance. I mean, they've been running Jamie Morris, and they come back, then they throw the ball. Dick LeBeau was over there talking to his guys. Hey, we have to get a pass rush on Williams. He has too much time, and we have to cover those guys a little better.
Redskins have nobody out with Brooks, and now a linebacker comes out. Wilbur Marshall. I don't think he can stay with Brooks all day. Woods, however.
I'll tell you what, if he does what Wilbur Marshall did to Brooks on that play, you don't have to stay with him. Marshall went out there, was playing man-to-man on Brooks, and he just knocked him down. This is a way to cover him. Here's Brooks. You say, oh, they got a linebacker out of man-to-man. Watch him. He comes, boom, he just knocks him down out of bounds. That's one way to cover him. You don't have to worry about it. Get out here, he comes down, whap! Just knock him off his feet and out at the sideline. He can't play anyway. That's what Wilbur Marshall's saying. Guy's going to get me in the open field? I'll show him open field.
Bengals got a first down, nevertheless. Up the middle from Ickey Woods. Joe Gibbs. He was about as emotionally drained as I've ever seen anyone yesterday.
Well, you think just 10 months ago he's the coach of the Super Bowl champion Redskins, and now they're not even in the playoffs? That'll drain you.
Fake to Brooks by Sizer. Pass caught by McGee. That's the Bengal first down. Todd Bowles on the coverage.
And that's the thing this Bengal offense is made of. They run, and then they get a very strong play fake. Watch this play fake. Woods on the left. He fakes to Brooks up there. Watch how it holds the defense. Helps the pass protection, and then gets guys wide open like that. Todd Bowles, playing corner for the first time, is just given a little too much cushion out there.
He had never played it until practice last Wednesday. Watch those linemen convey the message up and down the line.
Well, they want to work out here to Brooks on Alvin Walker.
Intended for Eddie Brown. That one was just a little bit hard.
Well, Boomer tends to throw it hard. I mean, he's a fastball pitcher. They said the biggest problem he's had in his career is being able to throw short. You know, he looks deep, and he wants to throw deep all the time. He said the biggest adjustment he has is being able to look deep and then come off and throw short. And when you throw short 120 mile an hour, it's hard to catch.
Second down and 10 from the 33-yard line. A short rollout by Boomer. Deep by Manley. He had it to McGee, but again, that was the fastball.
And that's why you have to catch the ball with your hands out in front. You see what happened to McGee? He got his hands too close to his body, Boomer throws a fastball, and it hits him on his shoulder pad. You see when your hands are too close to your body like that? That's exactly what happened. The ball comes in, hits your shoulder pads, and bounce out before you can use your hand.
That looked like, as they say in baseball, when the pitcher throws it right by the hitter. He didn't see that coming.
They call it heat. Boomer's pumping heat today.
Out of the shotgun this time. Looking for Collinsworth. Stopped by Bowles again. Injured Cincinnati player on the play is Anthony Munoz.
Here's the thing. Bowles is playing here. He's playing off. Collinsworth runs the hook. Now, as Collinsworth is hooking in, the ball should be thrown inside. He was hooking in, and the ball was thrown out. So by the time he goes outside, whap, here comes the linebacker. Whap, here comes Todd Bowles.
Two injured players on the last play for Cincinnati. Collinsworth and Munoz. 8 times chosen for the Pro Bowl. 4th down for Cincinnati. Brian Blados.
Hey, Anthony Munoz is, I think when everyone talks, they talk about him not as one of the best, but the best tackle in the NFL.
There was some doubt about Collinsworth. You just saw them attending to him on the bench. Some doubt about whether he'd be able to play at all. There's a very bad toe. Lee Johnson is going to try the field goal instead of Breach from 50 yards out. Schoner Colby. He got it. So with 9:03 left to play in the first half, Bengals are on the board. Washington leads at 10-3. Just chosen last week. Boomer Esiason, Eric Dickerson, John Stevens, the running backs, Al Toon and Eddie Brown, the wide receivers. Mickey Schuler of the Jets, the tight end. Munoz, Chris Hinton of Indianapolis. Matthews, as you saw the rest of the starters. Steve Gage back deep. Steve Johnson's kick is a good one. The goal line. Gage at about the 17. On defense, Smith and Williams, Permrye of Cincinnati, Cornelius Bennett, Tippett, Shane Conlon, the linebackers, along with John Offerdahl, Lewis, Minifield, Darren Cherry, and David Fulcher of Cincinnati, or Keith Bostic of Houston, in what is an interesting tie-breaking system to find out who goes.
Yeah, it's interesting. The way it happens is if whoever has the best record, that player goes. So really, David Fulcher is not only playing for a win today and a division championship, David Fulcher playing for a place in the Pro Bowl.
Redskins reverse to Ricky Sanders. Doug Williams got a block out in front. And a pretty good block. Stopped finally by Reggie Williams, but Doug Williams, the quarterback, hurled that frail body in there.
See, watch Doug Williams. You know, he's a big guy. I mean, Doug weighs about 225 pounds, and I remember at one time when that's what Gars weighed. That's a block right there. It was just enough to get his guy tackled anyway. It was nice. It was a nice effort, but it didn't work.
It looked better the first time.
Oh, yeah. Well, he tried. He tried.
2nd and 3. Caravello comes back alongside Jamie Morris. Handoff is to Morris, and he'll have enough for a Redskin first down out close to the 30. A pickup of 5.
Again, if you're going to run up the middle, you got to get that nose tackle block. Now we have Riley McKenzie is in there. Now watch him. He just goes head-to-head. Now he is bigger and stronger. He gets just enough movement there. Then where he doesn't get the movement, he grabs him with his left hand and pulls him down. So you got to get that nose tackle, whether you block him or hold him, but you got to get him out of there if you're going to run inside.
First down, Washington at their own 29. This is Morris again. And Morris close to another Redskin first down. Stopped finally by Solomon Wilcox.
Hey, one thing, if the Bengals are going to win this thing and get into playoffs the way a playoff team should, they're going to have to pick this thing up a couple notches because they are not playing like a championship team in this first half. I mean, they're getting whipped. They're getting whipped on the line of scrimmage. They're getting whipped in the secondary. They're getting whipped in play calling. They're getting whipped thus far every way you can be whipped.
That sounds like you got a good chance to lose.
If it keeps going this way, you're going to lose.
First down by Morris. He'll get another crack at it. And another first down. Stopped finally by Joe Kelly. Morris is 5'7", they say, and 188.
Well, watch this move here. He's going to start. Again, it's that counter trey. He's going to start inside, following Lachey, and then he just bounces to the outside after a missed tackle. And he gets it up, finishes it off pretty good. Hey, he's having a pretty good day. He's built a lot like his brother, Joe Morris, that you look and they say you're kind of undersized, but undersized in height, but a very powerful guy.
They both are. Flag on the play as Morris cuts into Bengal territory, stopped by Crumry.
That either had to be Russ Grimm jumping off sides or Russ Grimm was shot out of a cannon. If he made that on the snap, Russ Grimm just blew out of that line of scrimmage.
Illegal motion. Number 68 on the offense. Still first down.
I guess he wasn't shot out of a cannon.
We were talking to Joe Gibbs yesterday about this guy, Russ Grimm. Someone had told us he had a bad or hurt wrist. Joe says nothing wrong with him. Well, I take it back. There's always something wrong with him, but he always plays.
Well, you know, when you get a guy like Russ Grimm, he's a guy who could have played in any era. I mean, he could have played 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 10 years ago. He gets a wrist, he just rubs a little dirt on it. What the heck? No big deal. A little tobacco juice and dirt, that'll take care of anything.
First and 15, they give it to Morris again. Not much this time. Picked up 2. Jim Scow on the bottom of that pile.
I'll tell you, I think this defense is being handled by this Redskin offense. I think that they have to start getting some penetration. They have to get a little more, better tackling on the run. And the big thing is they have to get a pass rush on Doug Williams because remember that last drive, he had a lot of time to throw the ball.
Monk was the man in motion. Williams fakes to Morris. Gets it across to Clark, who gets across the 50. Stopped by Ricky Dixon. A gain of 4.
Let's watch Jim Lachey blocking here at number 79. He is one of the best tackles in the league, and I think that next year the Redskins are going to see it. This year they got him late in the trade, and maybe hasn't had the big year that they expected of him, but Jim Lachey is one of the best players in this league.
3rd and 9. Williams back to throw. Pass is going to be intercepted. Williams was hit just as he let it go. Ray Horton up for the interception.
Tell you, he was hit by number 53, Leo Parker. As you say, this interception should go to Parker. Watch him right there. He hits Williams just as he throws the ball, and Ray Horton was there to catch him.
So with 3:41 left. next on CBS Sports. This is the season premiere of college basketball. DePaul against Georgetown. The Georgetown Hoyas are 5-0, but they face their first real test today against DePaul. Of course, most eyes will be on the highly touted freshman Alonzo Mourning, who last week set a school record with 11 block shots in one game. Next, following football, live from the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, DePaul and Georgetown here on CBS. Esiason back to throw it. Intended for McGee, incomplete. Talk about injuries. Talk about quarterback controversy. This is what has done the Redskins in.
Yeah, I think the two things. It's easy to say, well, coming off the Super Bowl, they're down a little bit. The two things: 25th in rushing and minus 23 in turnovers. The turnovers had just killed them all year, and that's what's starting it right now. That interception.
Esiason gives to Brooks. Nothing to it. Stopped by Manley and Dave Butts. You think, John, that Dave Butts will play again?
I don't know. It's an interesting thing. Joe Gibbs said that he doesn't know. He's going to talk to Dave Butts in the offseason. Butts has played 15 years. He said he wants to play again. He said, I don't know what else I would do on Sunday. And I would think that it's going to be something that won't be decided until the spring.
Third down at the 39-yard line. No flag. McGee able to hold on and get a Bengal first down. Stopped by Gobea.
I think the Bengals are starting to do some of the things that they had to do. One, they had to get pressure on Doug Williams. They brought Leo Barker. He hit him. Doug Williams threw an interception. Now they're starting to get their pass protection down. Boomer's starting to find some of his receivers downfield.
Ickey Woods is the lone setback. Woods is over 1,000 yards. Charles Mann finally tripped him up, but Woods got 15. We get the 2-minute warning. The Redskins up by a touchdown, 10-3.
Christmas Eve, Army and Alabama, the Sun Bowl on CBS.
It's a hole that Ickey Woods sees over here. Now we'll see it on the clicker. See right there, see when Mann jumps inside there? Now look at the big gap that Woods is going to have. He sees it here and he says, holy moly, let me go get my 1,000. There, cut there, back there. Hey, it was pretty good blocking, but Charles Mann just jumped around the block and really vacated the hole for Ickey Woods.
And he got over 1,000. He also got a first down. Again. This time he got only a yard. Stopped by Walt. The Ickey factor. Ickey Woods factor. 1,006 yards, averaged 5.3. 15 touchdowns, and that's tied for most in the NFL. He has become, among many other Bengal players, a hero here in Cincinnati. And you can see why. Timeout.
You know what moms are like. You bring home a new guy, they put their foot...
Blame a defender. No defender, that's Todd Bowles there. No defender can stay with the receiver when the quarterback has that much time to throw it.
So Cincinnati has moved into a tie with the Redskins, 10-10.
Watch the time that Boomer Esiason has here, and then watch the line of scrimmage, because he comes back. Now watch, he's looking, good pass protection, nothing there. Now he works up, and there he finds McGee in the back of the end zone. That was good pass protection, and again, when when a quarterback has that much time, he's going to complete touchdown passes.
A minute and 2 seconds remain in the first half at Riverfront. The Bengals have not lost a game here all year long, including preseason. That's one of the things that they knew when this year began they had to accomplish. Be better at home. They certainly can't do any better than that.
Well, they got off to a slow start here today. The Redskins jumped out with a lead. They got a field goal, then they get a touchdown. Then the thing that brought him to life, I think, was that sack. When they hit Williams just as he threw it, and the interception on him.
Johnson's kick goes into the end zone, fielded by Gage, but they can't do anything with it. A reminder that coming up at the half, Brent Erb and Dick Butkus will be visiting live with Pro Bowler Al Toon of the Jets and Leonard Marshall of the Giants as they prepare for tomorrow's Battle of the Big Apple. That's Bruce Reimers, who is being loaded onto the cart after an injury earlier. He'll be x-rayed, and we'll let you know what the outcome is as soon as we know. First and 10 Redskins. Score tied at 10. Williams gives to Morris. Morris outside the 20. A gain of 7. Barney Bussey made the stop.
As I was saying, I think the Redskins early in the game, they had everything going. And then Leo Barker, when Barker hit Williams as he was throwing and Horton came up with that interception, that gave the offense life, and then they had that drive right down the field, and the momentum seems to be changing now.
Second and 3. Again it's Clark. And again a first down. Permrye, Scow on the stop.
Let's watch Permrye here. The nose tackle, he's going to get blocked from every angle. You see the guard comes down on him, the center goes out on him. They got two guys, they double him. They push him about 7 yards off the line of scrimmage.
That's the end of the first half with a score. The Redskins 10, the Bengals 10. Steve Gage is number 48, returning kickoffs for the Redskins today. That's another place, another area where they have with a score. The Redskins 10, the Bengals 10. Steve Gage is number 48, returning kickoffs for the Redskins today. That's another place, another area where they have not been able to find anyone who seems capable of doing that job. There have been other areas as well, but that's the spot they really had trouble. Kick to Gage, fielded at the 15. To the 30. A return of 17 yards. Stanley Wilson made the stop. Total yards, first quarter, Washington 77 to 61 for Cincinnati. Second quarter, the Bengal offense got going a little bit more. Ickey Woods got over 1,000 yards for the year. Redskins have Jamie Morris at running back. Doug Williams still the quarterback. Ricky Sanders split out wide to the left. Caravello back in the backfield with Morris. They go back to him again. Bruce Reimers, by the way, who was taken off the field in the golf cart earlier, sprained an ankle and will not be back. They'll miss him.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that was kind of the heart of this Bengal offensive line. Munoz, of course, is in the Pro Bowl. Montoya is in the Pro Bowl, but Reimers is one of those street tough guys that just kind of brings that defensive attitude to the party every time he comes.
Morris got 4 at 2nd and 6. Big hole for Morris this time, and he gets the first down. Will stop. Jamie Morris has had a busy day, and he's nearing 100 yards.
But you look where he's getting that yardage. He hasn't done anything to the left. He got 42 yards up the middle and 43 yards to the right on 11 carries. Remember we said it looked like he was running in the first half between Mark May and Jacoby over there in that right side, and then up the middle. He hasn't gained or run to the left yet.
First down, Redskins at their own 42. Morris again, middle again. From Rye, tripped him up. Jamie Morris got 2.
Well, this is the type of game that Joe Gibbs wanted, you know, to be able to hammer the ball in there, control it. And he thought, like anyone thinks, that the best way to handle this Bengal offense is by keeping them off the field. I would say thus far he's been successful at that.
Second down and 8. Monk and Sanders both wide left this time. Jamie Morris again hit behind the line of scrimmage and scrambles back to the 45, a gain of 1. Fulcher made sure he stayed down. Morris is still staying down.
You know, Morris has taken a lot of hits. I mean, we talk about a guy who's not the big, strong guy, but he's carried the ball 23 times already. You can see that's a career high, 99 yards. He's been the workhorse here today.
He gets the rest now on 3rd and long from the 45, the Redskins 45, and Oliphant takes his place. Cincinnati showing blitz, and here they come. Outside to Art Monk, and a catch, and a Redskin first down. Redskins haven't had a quarterback, whether it be Williams or Mark Rippon, sacked in the last 2 games. Only once in the last 4 games.
And a lot of it because of this protection. I mean, they have a big offensive line, very good pass protectors, and the other part of it is Doug Williams himself. I mean, he's a big, strong guy who doesn't get knocked down easily and can get rid of the ball quickly.
Morris back in the game, Redskin first down. In Bengal territory, that's his first run to the left all day. Carl Sander made the stop. Morris picked up 1.
Of the linebackers, Carl Sander is the leading tackler on this team. Of course, the leading tackler in the whole team is Tim Crumry, the nose tackle. Then of the linebackers, Sander makes more tackles than anyone else, and he's an inside linebacker. But the Redskins have had quite a bit of success in there running at Crumry and Sanders.
2nd and 9. Williams fakes to Morris and launches a rocket to Sanders. Touchdown.
Doug Williams saw that. Lewis Phillips fell down, so Sanders was out there wide open. I don't know if Phillips tripped over Sanders before that or whatever, but Phillips ends up about the 5-yard line. Watch it up on top. Here comes Sanders. He gives a little delay and go. Now watch as he goes by there. Phillips is going to trip and fall down right there. A lot of times the quarterback doesn't see that. I think Doug Williams was going to Ricky Sanders anyway.
Right from the beginning. Phillips has not practiced all week. Been in bed with the flu. Didn't work out yesterday. But when they talked to him yesterday, he said he would be ready.
You see Ricky Sanders over there in the sideline saying, I did it, I did it. They probably talked about it setting him up.
The extra point by Chip Low-Miller is good. And the Redskins recapture the lead, 17-10. Touchdown receptions in a season, Ricky Sanders. Just tied Charlie Taylor.
UCLA, Arkansas, the Cotton Bowl here on CBS Sports.
The Ford Mustang LX convertible. With its impressive list of standard features, it's just what the doctor ordered. Open up and say, ah.
Get up to $500 cash bonus on specially equipped Ford Mustangs.
The event, the prestigious Black and White Ball. The place, the cultural heart of Northern California's wine country. And the wine served, why, Gribari, of course. Wines of tradition.
In 1859, Isaac Cook created a great American champagne to launch the great American clipper ships. Today, people are still launching celebrations with Cook's Imperial American Champagne. If you thought you had to give up comfort to get a close shave, Norelco says, think again. Their revolutionary shaving system shaves skin close in a way that's incredibly comfortable. As the hair enters the chamber, the patented lift and cut system lifts each hair and holds it a split second before a blade cuts it, so it's possible to shave skin close without the blades even touching the skin. The lift and cut shaving system from Norelco. We made close comfortable.
Tomorrow here on CBS, a reminder, it begins with the NFL today at 12:30, the Giants and the Jets. If the Giants win or tie, they win the NFC East. Philadelphia will be at Dallas. The Eagles still alive. If they win and the Giants lose, the Eagles win the NFC East. Atlanta at New Orleans. If the Saints win, they're still alive for a wild card spot. Jennings downs it 3 yards deep in the end zone.
Let's watch a touchdown again. Here's Sanders here. He's going to go up here. Billups is going to fall down, but he should get help from his free safety, Solomon Wilcott. Now, he doesn't get over there. Now, watch what happens on the clicker. You see the free safety? Because if we stop it right here, he has already let Sanders get beyond him. And now he can't get over there to help him. You see, Sanders beat Billups, of course, but the free safety is supposed to stay as deep as the deepest. He let Sanders get beyond him also, so Billups had no help once he fell down.
And the Redskins lead 17-10. Ickey Woods hit by Bowles and Walton, but he got good yardage. Pickup of 8.
Ickey Woods has all those things going. You know, he has the Ickey shuffle when he makes a touchdown. He has that ponytail coming out of the back of his helmet, and he's gained over 1,000 yards. He's only a rookie. This guy is really some player.
He got 8 yards then, 2nd and 2 for the Bengals at their own 28. Woods again. Didn't get the first down. Manley. And Bowles brought him down. No gain.
Yeah, that's the most popular place over there by that heater. Once they get warmed up, they can still talk.
Anthony Allen.
Ricky Sanders is still celebrating that fact that he just scored a touchdown pass and tied the record for all-time Redskins touchdowns. He's not even listed on the program as a starting wide receiver.
3rd and 1, they give again to Woods. He gets the first down outside the 30. Tripped by Olkowitz.
Yeah, we're talking about that pigtail that Ickey Woods has. He said when he first came here, someone said, you ought to cut that off after he was drafted. He said, Floney's, if I cut it off, that's not me. I mean, if they drafted me. If they don't want me, then they shouldn't have drafted me. But I wear a pigtail. So he come back, and Sam Weiss says, yeah, I think you ought to do it. You don't have to, but I think you ought to. Ickey said, okay, if I don't have to, I won't. He said, but that's me. That's the package.
First down, Esiason back to throw it. Outside of Brooks. Hit by Barry Wilburn. Ball loose. Loss of a yard. No fumble.
Yeah, that is some pretty good contact. Let's listen to that one.
There's a couple of hits in there.
Oh, I think that's a fumble. I don't know what's wrong with that. I mean, we hear the whistle blows after the guy knocks it out. I don't know what that thing was ruled.
2nd and 11. The Bengals still have the ball. stopped by Dave Butch. You know, going back to that story about you were just talking about Ickey Woods. So Sam Weiss then went to the legendary Paul Brown, who owns this team, and said, I don't think he's going to cut off that ponytail. But we'll insist if you want. And Coach Paul Brown said, is that going to make him a better player, you think? There he is, Paul Brown.
Paul Brown is a legend in this game, and he knows that it's not whether a guy has a ponytail or not. It's what he does once you give him the ball. Paul Brown, one of the all-time great coaches.
So many things he did. Esiason out of the spread. Chased out of the pocket. Being chased by Gobert. And knocked out of bounds, I believe. But a flag on the play.
I'll tell you one thing, those Redskins over there are hooting and hollering. You wouldn't know that they're out of everything.
And Joe Walter, another member of that outstanding line, is the the Bengal who's down.
Now, that was one of the big reasons that the Bengals think this game is so important. They win it, they win the division. Not only that, then they get 2 weeks off, and they're really nicked up. They've already lost Bruce Reimers so far. Now Joe Walter goes down.
Holding, number 51 during the run, 5 yards, first down.
All against Monty Coleman. First down, Cincinnati. Big Joe Walter in obvious pain.
Here comes today's Duracell battery. And here's yesterday's. Today's are built to last up to 30% longer than the ones we made just a few years back. So you'll be guaranteed a long, happy life. Today's Duracell lasts 30% longer.
Driver named Ford Taurus to his list of 10 best cars in the world the year Taurus was introduced. Even more impressive is the fact that Taurus has remained on that list every year since.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
This Christmas, I'm going to make sure my children stay in touch all year. I gave each of them Radio Shack sale price one-piece mini phone. Trim design, and it comes with a 13-foot cord, a mute button, and a convenient redial button. And best of all, it was on sale for only $12.95. I even bought one for myself. You think they'll get the hint? Hello? Why, son, what a surprise!
The mini phone on sale for $12.95, only at Radio Shack.
25 years ago, he left his family. Now he's come back home. But will he stay or run away again? My father, the hobo. A Hobo's Christmas, Tuesday.
Next, following football, don't forget, here on CBS, the season premiere of college basketball. The Blue Demons out DePaul against the Hoyas of Georgetown. Georgetown's 5-0, but this will be their first real test. That's next, following football, live from the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. DePaul against Georgetown. Here is Washington against Cincinnati. First and 10, 6:56 left in the third. Ickey Woods leaves it on the ground. Out of bounds, and it will belong to the Bengals.
Ickey Woods fumbled, but then he was smart enough to get that ball knocked out of bounds. Looked like he didn't think he could recover to get it, but he did bat it out of bounds, so the Redskins couldn't get it. But it looked like he never really got the handle. You see, the ball may have been handed in there a little low. He never got the handle on it, and he saw that he didn't want to mess with trying to jump on that and recover it, so he just punched it out of bounds.
Second and 11 now. Ball is at the Bengals 38. Brown with the man in motion. Brooks has a fake. first down.
Yeah, that's the second time or the third time this year that I've seen a receiver that wore one of those masks over his eyes. Remember last week, 49ers, Jerry Rice wore one. Now we see Rodney Holman, and I never thought a wide receiver would wear it because, you know, the weather and the fog up or get knocked around, but that looks pretty clear. Except look over that left eye. Looks like he had some stuff he has to see around.
James Brooks, left side, knocked backwards after a pickup of 2. Dave Butts, Neil Olkowitz at the bottom of the stack.
You know, right now with the Bengals losing Joe Walter, their right tackle, they're playing a rookie in there at right tackle, Dave Smith. He's a free agent. He's like 6'9" and 295 pounds. He's from Southern Illinois. No one drafted this guy. How can you miss a guy this big?
As you say, he's 6'9" and 290, and he looks thin.
I know it. I mean, he looks like a guy. Once he fills out, he'll be like 325 or so.
Everybody jumps. Injuries today. Jeff Bostic, the Redskins, sprained his knee. He won't be back. Collinsworth has a bad knee. Reimers has a sprained ankle. He won't be back. Walter has a sprained knee. He won't be back. All of us working today here in Cincinnati would like to send our regards and say hello to one of our cameramen who is down, and I'm sure watching, or I hope he is, Joel Solowski. He should be back in action shortly. I know he'd like to be, and we'd like to have him.
Well, Joe has to get ready to get up on that cart, you know.
Outside to Brooks. Monty Coleman out there with him. He only got 2 yards. Barry Wilburn with the assist.
Well, the fans are booing that one. I think rightly so. What kind of a third down pass is that? You got a big old quarterback with a strong arm, a real gun. You got receivers out there. What are you throwing a little 2-yard pass on 3rd and long for? And then, you know, it doesn't put you in position for a field goal. You have to punt. So why not, you know, try and shoot one up there 12 or 15 yards?
Left-footed Lee Johnson in to punt for the Bengals. Only their second punt of the day. The Redskins haven't punted today. Oliphant back deep. Maybe too much time.
Delay by the offense. Still 4th down.
Oh, the fans don't like that one either. Bengals are just going backwards. They're 3rd and long, and they throw a little loop pass and then come back and take too much time to get the punt off. Although, with the field position, that's not going to hurt them one bit. But I think somewhere, if you're going to be a playoff team and you're really going to threaten to be a champion and a Super Bowl team, somewhere you have to play this game pretty aggressively. And so far, the Redskins are playing this game more aggressively than the Bengals. The Bengals look like they're afraid they're going to lose.
This is a good punt. Oliphant fumbles it, goes back to the 5-yard line. Finally gets out to about the 8. Riggs was the first man down for the Bengals.
It's been the world's best-selling car 6 years running. Maybe it's because of features, reputation, or overall value. Whatever it is, it's no big surprise if you've driven a Ford Escort lately.
Winning the world over. Have you been behind the wheel? Winning the world over.
Now get a $500 cash bonus on Ford Escort.
I have a very long Christmas shopping list. A whole football team that my career depends on. But my shopping is easy because they let me know exactly what they want. Isotoner gloves for men. I buy isotoners for the big guys and the super fast little guys. and everyone in between. Because isotoners fit them all. So this Christmas, take care of the hands that take care of you. With isotoner gloves.
Way to go, Dan.
Thanks a lot.
We started 5 cars with one 2-year-old Die-Hard battery and 1 car at 30 below after 8 hours in a cold room. Today's Die-Hard, with power to start your car and a whole lot more.
If it's happening, I'm there, okay? Foreign films, answering machine for my car phone, okay? Hey, it's goat cheese or no cheese. My beer, so hip, with a twist.
When you're done kidding around, Heineken.
One win, and they win the division. But the Giants must take on their New York nemesis, the Jets, tomorrow on CBS Sports.
Red Cashin, the referee. This has been a relatively penalty-free game so far. Redskins twice for 10, Cincinnati 3 for 20. Washington leading 17-10 third quarter. Redskins ball their own 7-yard line. Doug Williams, the quarterback. That side is Morris to about the 10. Pick up of 3.
This is interesting here, Pat, because the big thing that the fans realize here is that the Bengals have the Redskins backed up. Now, the big thing, once you get them backed up, you have to hold them down there, not let them get a first down. Because if they get a first down, then that whole field position thing can change. So these are 2 big downs coming up for the Bengals.
Jamie Morris just went over 100 yards. 102 he had. Best day of his career. Williams. Outside complete to Ricky Sanders.
If you look at the pass distribution here, you see 8 out of 11 to the wide receivers, only 1-to-1 to the running backs, and the tight ends haven't caught a pass. But that's what the Redskins are. I mean, they use 3 wide receivers a lot, and that's the strength of their game. So when they pass, they're going to, 1, get the ball up the field, and 2, usually get it to a wide receiver.
3rd and 1. Reggie Branch and Jamie Morris behind Williams. Morris left side will have it, I think. He got 2. They needed 1. Wilcox made the stop. Morris got the first down.
Reggie Williams was down in the bottom of the pile, number 57 there. After the whistle blown, he wanted a turnover. He was trying to get that ball out of Jamie Morris's hand. Watching at the end. Good blocking right there. See, they sealed the line off. Jamie Morris could just find a little crack to get it over. And watch the end of the play. Williams is like, there's no turnover yet. He said, let me have that thing. Let me have that thing. Tried to look him in the eye down there.
First down, Washington at the 18. Morris gets to work again. Leon White stopped him after a pickup of 2.
Hey, that was a big first down for the Redskins. Now they can get the ball out there at the 20. If they can pick up another first down, they can go to work again. I think when the Bengals, when they had that punt, they knocked him down inside the 10 there. They had to keep him there, and they weren't able to.
Less than a minute remaining in quarter number 3. The Redskins have been able to control the clock. Morris hit this time by Carl Zander. No gain.
Well, these fans know it, too. They know that their defense has to get them stopped because if the Redskins punt, which they haven't done all day, but at least the Bengals will get good field position to have the chance to go in and score and tie the game.
Big 3rd and 7 coming up right here. The clock running. They're going to let it run out and finish off this quarter. And now, maybe not. Doug Williams signals to Red Cashin, I want a timeout, and he trots over to the sideline. 17-10. Redskins lead with 5 seconds now remaining in the third quarter.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a special wine.
What's the occasion?
Well, I have this blind date.
Let me show you something I like.
Gallo Blush Chablis. It's just waiting to be discovered.
Hi, I'm Jerry's friend, and you're the wine lady.
You're Jerry's friend?
Yeah.
Come on in.
So did I get the right wine?
Perfect.
Gallo Blush Chablis. A most unexpected discovery.
Oh, no matter what you do, baby, I'll be there for you. You can depend on me, yeah. There's no need for you to cry, 'cause I'll be right there by your side. You can depend on me.
New improved Kodak batteries last longer than ever. So when you need us, we're there.
You can depend on me.
New Kodak batteries. Depend on us to last longer.
That's a snow leopard? Yeah, that's a tiger.
Come to Wendy's for your cuddly animals and help us help World Wildlife Fund protect the real ones.
And that's Mom. Uh-oh.
Get your kids all 4 wild animals only at Wendy's.
If you like its form, wait until you experience its function. Ford Tempo. A more sophisticated way to express your driving ambition.
Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Cold, blustery afternoon. And that must be the reason to win that Doug Williams took this time out.
Well, I'm sure it is, because it wasn't the 30-second clock. I think he probably figured it's third down, I have to pass, and if I'm going to pass, I want to pass with the win.
3rd and 7. Sanders on the move, and Williams back to throw it. Going to take a shot. Pass is caught by Sanders on the rebound. Cincinnati's David Fulcher had it, lost it. The official went down again, and Washington got the ball.
And the official went down right in the middle of the play. I think the official helped the play out.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Redskins 17, the Bengals 10.
This is CBS.
Once I decided to buy my wife a winter jacket for Christmas, the choice was clear. Dick's.
Dick's Clothing and Sporting Goods is your Christmas winter clothing store.
You gotta see Dick's selection of first quality discounted brand names like Woolrich, Olympian, Jerry, CB. I got a great looking Woolrich jacket for her and this Columbia Bugable reversible for myself. And I bought it at Dick's for the lowest price around.
Dick's Clothing and Sporting Goods. Start your Christmas shopping here.
Dick's is your Christmas clothing store.
Hey, who's wearing a cheap cologne?
Smooth, cold-aged Genesee. It's not just a beer, it's a Jenny.
Live to the Broome County Veterans Memorial Arena January 18th through the 22nd. Those wild, zany, fun-loving, thrill-seeking Muppet Babies. Don't miss the opening night half-price spectacular. Giant Markets WBNG TV Family Night, Wednesday, January 18th. Tickets for this special performance are half price when you stop in for the exclusive coupon at any Giant Market store teller window. It's the Giant Markets WBNG TV Family Night at the Muppet Babies, live at the Broome County Veterans Memorial Arena, Wednesday, January 18th. Don't miss this wacky show.
This is WBNG TV, CBS in the Twin Tiers.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Dodge Cars and Trucks. On the street or off the road, it's the new spirit of Dodge. Radio Shack, the technology store, America's leader in consumer electronics. And by Coors Light, there's no slowing down with a silver bullet. It's the right beer now.
Starting to snow in Cincinnati as we enter the fourth quarter with the Redskins leading the Bengals 17-10. Pat Summerall, John Madden. Redskins just got a lucky break and what turned out to be a very wise timeout called by Doug Williams. 1st and 10, Washington. Bengal 35. Big to Morris. Reverse coming to Sanders. Sanders still on his feet. Gets down to about the 26. Stopped by Williams and Wilcox.
Pat, let's watch that play again. And we'll see in here. Watch this. The official's just going back. He falls down. Look, boom, he goes down. Fulcher is there to get the interception. It goes right through his hand, bounces into Ricky Sanders, who's knocked down by the official who originally fell down.
Don Hakes.
That's the second time he fell down. Right in the middle of things.
I have to learn to go backwards. Jamie Morris, the ball carrier, stopped by Joe Kelly.
I don't know, as you say, Doug Williams made a smart decision taking that timeout, throwing with the wind. With all due respect, it should have been intercepted by David Fulcher. And then after it wasn't intercepted, when Ricky Sanders got it, it could have been a touchdown if the official hadn't been laying on the field.
Sanders has caught 4 passes for 107 yards and a touchdown. First down, Redskins. Right side and down to close to the 15.
You know, the other thing, we're starting to, I think Ricky Sanders is the guy who's going to be all Madden this year. You watch him, and he doesn't make the Pro Bowl. He scores more touchdowns than anyone. The guy's all over the field. He's getting knocked down by officials. 107 yards, 1 touchdown.
2 reverses.
Yeah, run reverses. Probably made some good blocks out there. Could very well get another touchdown right here on this drive.
He is split wide to the left. That's Terry Orr. Morris again. Inside the Cincinnati 15. We're at Riverfront Stadium, the home of the Bengals in Cincinnati. Pat Summerall and John Madden. We're in the fourth quarter with the clock running, and Washington leading 17-10. Joe Gibbs said to us yesterday, it's very important, not just to me, to Washington and to the Redskins.
Well, and to the Houston Oilers, for example. I mean, they're watching this thing. If Cincinnati loses and the Oilers win tomorrow, they win this division.
3rd down and 2 at the 15. Morris again. He's going to be close. Maybe a little bit short.
And I'll tell you one thing. I think if the Redskins do win, I think the Oilers could send a little something to that. Raleigh McKenzie playing the center, and Mark May, the right guard, Joe Jacoby, the right tackle, and to Jamie Morris for the running and the ball control job they've done today. This is a big, big play.
4th and a yard. It's a little bit less than a yard. Washington 10 out of 15 when they've gone for it. Reggie Branch is in the backfield with Morris. I don't know. Don't think so. Leon White made the hit.
I was surprised the Redskins did that because with a 7-point lead, they can be tied by a touchdown. A field goal would have put them where they would need 2 scores to tie them or beat them. Good defense by the Bengals. Fulcher up there forcing Morris to cut inside.
Redskins also have a field goal kicker that's hit 10 in a row.
Created to slip the bounds of nature and powered by an unrelenting force within. intercooled, turbocharged Dodge Daytona Shelby. Total performance, body and soul.
It's the right beer for winter fun. Silver blade, funky saves, and a downhill run. It's a cool way of getting around. The silver bullet won't slow you down. So come on into Coors Light. It's the right beer now. To the good life, yeah. Good life, yeah. So come on into Coors Light. The right beer now.
Doug Williams of the Redskins, 11 out of 14, and 2 touchdowns, 176 yards. Jamie Morris has rushed for a career high of 119 yards. And the Bengals have just stopped the Redskins on 4th and 1, deep in their own territory. At the 15, the Bengals will take over. Redskins have been able to use the clock, which is one of the things that they set out to do. Joe Gibbs said we have to keep the ball away from them. They have too many weapons.
And maybe that was one of the reasons he went for it on 4th down, because that would, again, keep it away from him, give the Redskins more time to work for the touchdown. And when you do that, you assume you're going to get it.
11-11 left to play. Redskins up by 7. Esiason gives to Ickey Woods. And he carries a Redskin tackler, Steve Gage, for an extra 5 yards.
Yeah, Ickey Woods is a big guy. I mean, he's a big, powerful guy. He weighs 235 pounds. And, you know, you see him do a dance, the Ickey shuffle when he scores, and you think the guy must be around, you know, like 200 pounds. But, I mean, 235, he brings a pretty big load when he runs in there. He has the quickness, speed to move, all those things in a load.
He just showed you that. This is a guy who really only started his senior year in college. Here's Brooks. Brooks hit down by Charles Mann, chased by Butts. He only got a yard.
Yeah, and they'll take Ickey Woods and make him block anyone. That time, when Brooks carried, Ickey Woods had to go in there and block Dave Butts. So it's not that they're saying, hey, this is some fancy 1,000-yard back. Let's not have him block. They bring him in there on big old 300-pound Dave Butts to block.
Third and short. 3rd and 1. Woods. And more. And almost broke out of the grass. Hot cold.
He says, once I get the ball and I break through the hole, I don't try and put any moves on it. He said, I make my moves to find the hole. Then when I get in the open field, I just try to run over guys. I'll tell you, he does that. You could just see him when he gets there at the end of a run, Ickey Woods is going to explode.
Right now, he's going to get a rest. 14 carries for 84 yards. 9:25 left to play in the contest. First down, Bengals. Brooks. Chased by Coughlin and finally brought down by number 55. Alvin Walton came up with the force. Now 9 minutes left. 2nd and 9 facing the Bengals.
Hey, the Bengals were blown out last week by the Houston Oilers. And, again, they clinched a playoff position, but I think if they really think they're going to do anything in the playoffs, they have to start playing better than they have the last 2 weeks.
Stanley Wilson. A fake was to Wilson and Eddie Brown. He fooled everybody. Touchdown Cincinnati. He fooled us and everybody else on that fake. Barry Wilburn was the defender. Esiason got the ball to Brown with nobody seeing it. This is a great fake.
I'll tell you, watch Eddie Brown out here. He's going to run a post. Barry Wilburn is looking in the backfield. And then he sees it's a fake, and by the time he does, Eddie Brown has passed him for the touchdown. That's why you never want a cornerback to look into the backfield. The cornerback who's covering the wide receiver shouldn't be affected by the fake of the run.
the stadium was, the crowd didn't even get up until Brown was about to the 10-yard line. Extra point by Breach is good, and we have a tie. 8:31 remain, and it's Washington 17, Cincinnati 17.
Have you ever wondered what a baggage handler might take on vacation? What everyone should take. Samsonite's Glutton for Punishment. Get Samsonite's Glutton for Punishment, because no one knows what goes on behind closed doors.
Have you ever tried a beer and felt like the taste just missed your mouth? Well, taste again. Because times have changed. Here's one big, bold draft that packs a full-tilt taste you can get your hands around. Extra Gold Draft. It's the biggest taste that's happened to beer since they put it in cans.
Introducing the import pickup you've been waiting for. The 1989 Dodge Power Ram 50 4x4.
The Ewing era is history, but morning is here. Freshman sensation Alonzo Mourning ignites Georgetown against DePaul on CBS Sports.
Next, following football, DePaul against Georgetown here on CBS as college basketball premieres. Scoring drive for the Bengals, 5 plays, 85 yards. They kept the ball 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Touchdown pass from Esiason to Eddie Brown. And it's 17-17.
If you look at this scoring pad here, the yellow scores are when the team has had to win. And other than that 7 points in the second period by the Redskins, all scoring has been with the win.
Fumble by Terry Orr. The H-back gets it out to about the 21. Watch this fake by Esiason and watch the bite by the Redskins. Wilbur Martin.
Stanley Wilson, the fullback here, makes a great fake. I mean, he fakes like he has the ball. He even fakes like he's protecting it. What's Dexter Manley? He's celebrating. We got him. We got him. Now let's watch in the chalkboard. Here's Eddie Brown. Watch the effect the play pass has on these guys for Brown to get deep. Not only does Barry Wilburn go for it, the safeties go for it, so Wilburn is out there and he has no help.
Redskins have the ball with 8:20 to go at their own 21. Williams to work to Sanders. Gain of 5. Stopped by Eric Thomas. First time today the Redskins have thrown on first down.
Well, you know, that's probably, they've been running every time on first down. They had the ball control. That all works well when you're ahead. Now that they're going into the win and tied, they probably figured they have to change that up.
2nd and 5. Handoff is to Morris, and he stopped short of the first down. Passing with the wind. Washington 142 yards, Cincinnati 124 against the wind. The Bengals have been more effective. The Redskins operating now against the wind. And remember, they used a timeout just at the end of the third quarter so they could throw a pass with the wind. for a first. Monk is the move man. To Monk. Out to about the 40 and a Washington first down. A gain of 11. Stopped by Eric Thomas.
That's the guy they try and get to when they need the move man. Art Monk.
Clock continues to run with 6.5 minutes left to play. Art Monk, the biggest of the Redskin wide receivers, the possession man. First and 10 Washington at their own 39. Fake is to Morris. Incomplete to Sanders. Off his fingertips.
That's his first incompletion in the second half.
I think, look at the official. That's the guy who's fallen down twice.
I think the thing that he's worried about now is to not get in the way of those pass patterns.
Right. Second and 10. Sanders gets a break. And the sellout crowd at Riverfront Stadium chanting now defense. Outside to Monk again. A gain of 9. Stopped by Eric Thomas. And Ricky Dixon, he's about a yard shy of the first down.
You know, Monk is not the quickest guy. Monk is the biggest guy. So he uses that power to push off defenders. You know, the Clark has a quick move. Sanders a quick move. Monk the strength.
Monk and Clark go out 3rd and 1. And it's Reggie Branch and Jamie Morris. Same situation we had earlier. Deep Cincinnati territory. This one, they give to Morris, and this time he gets the first down. Jason Buck was the first Bengal to hit him, but they'll move the sticks. Picked up 3.
Hey, one thing about the Redskins, Pat, they're going down as champions, and like any champion, they're going to go down swinging. They know that they're not in the playoffs. They can't get back to the Super Bowl, but they can make whoever's going to get there fight like heck.
First and 10, Washington, just across midfield. Morris again, right side and not much. Maybe a couple. Sander was the first man to hit it.
Tell you one thing, Joe Gibbs on that play card there has really decided for one reason or another that he's going to work that right side in the running game.
Probably Jacoby and May being over there. Second and 9. Jamie Morris carried the ball 36 times for 125 yards. Both career highs. Intended for Clark. Incomplete, and a flag on the play. A late flag. Clark protested immediately.
Clark may have talked him into one on that, huh?
Holding for the defense, number 22, first down.
That's Eric Thomas right here in the inside of the frame. It's going to be right here where they're calling it. Eric Thomas on Gary Clark. See, the left hand was up there for a minute. Now you can't see the left hand after that. But it sure didn't look like holding to me.
Redskins quickly out of the huddle.
They want to get this play off before they review that one.
Arabello comes back alongside Morris. to 40. Wilcox on the stop. Gain of 7. Clock running, 3:40 left to play now.
Hey, that's someday for Jamie Morris, huh? We know Kelvin Bryant is out, but Timmy Smith, remember the year he had in the Super Bowl? Well, Jamie Morris has, in essence, beaten Timmy Smith out. He's helping.
Second down and 3. The clock at 3:20. Morris again, hit by Crumrye. Short of the first down. He picked up only a yard. Big Brian Platos got some marks.
I'll tell you, that's a fired up guy. Offensive lineman who wants to get the ball back.
Third down. And they need about 4. They need to get closer for Lohmiller. That's Sanders on the move this time. Williams back to throw it. To Sanders. First down. Sander on a stop. Pickup of 8.
That was some play by Ricky Sanders. He starts in motion. Then he comes in. Doug Williams is watching him all the way. He's the primary receiver. And it's not that he beat anyone. He just got in front of everyone. But here again is what makes it possible. Good pass protection. Joe Jacoby out there. May helping him. Keeping that center sealed off. Doug Williams can see Sanders and then step up and throw it to him.
And now the 2-minute warning with the score tied at 17. And the Redskins with just 2 timeouts remaining.
You know, when you put down your hard-earned cash for a car, you want the car maker to stand behind it, not walk away from it. 770 protection, 7 years or 70,000 miles. You know that's still the longest powertrain protection in the business. On the most important and costly part of your vehicle, the engine and the transmission. Long-term protection is your right. We intend to see that you get it.
Today, more and more people are drinking light beer. And the light beer they're drinking more of is Coors Light. Why? It's easy drinking. Got just the right balance of smoothness and drinkability. And best of all, the Silver Bullet won't slow you down. Coors Light, the Silver Bullet, for all the right reasons, is the right beer now.
It's Christmas Day on CBS Sports. Join us for Winterfest, for World Cup skiing from Val d'Isère in France, for a look at Eddie the Eagle, England's ski jumping sensation, for World Junior Figure Skating from Sarajevo, Yugoslavia, and a look at America's undaunted speed skater Dan Jansen. Then it's NBA action as the LA Lakers extend holiday greetings to the Utah Jazz. A flurry of Christmas activity on CBS Sports.
Tonight on CBS begins with Bugs Bunny's Looney Christmas Tale. That's followed by 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Then it's Simon and Simon, and that's followed by West 57. That's all tonight on CBS. Pat Summerall, John Madden. High score 17-17. You know, another thing comes to mind, John. The Bengals can play for a tie.
Well, that's right, because the Bengals have to win or tie to win the division today.
Redskin first down. 2 minutes to go. The handoff is to Morris. He's down to about the 25. Leon White made the stop. Timeout Cincinnati.
But you have to remember, too, Pat, before a tie, they'd have to play in overtime.
Right. 1:54 now left. And tied at 17.
If you've dreamed of the perfect road, we've got the perfect way to drive it. with sure-footed front-wheel drive and 150 fuel-injected turbocharged horsepower. The 1989 Shadow ES Turbo, the new spirit of all-out performance. Only from Dodge.
Now get up to $400 cash back on Shadows in stock.
Got your cotton, your poly, got your permanent press. Got the right beer now to get us through this mess. Having some fun while it's going around. The silver bullet won't slow you down. So come on into Coors Light. It's the right beer now.
When you're having fun, the last thing you want to do is slow it down. So come on into Coors Light, the great light beer for a good long time.
It's the right beer now.
The product. The proving grounds. The results. STP gas treatment is the edge.
First, Gillette made shaving closer. Then we made it smoother. With Atra Plus, its Luber Smooth Strip glides the razor over your face for Gillette's smoothest shave. The Atra Plus system. First, we made it closer. Then we made it smoother.
A minute 54 left. 17-17. Jamie Morris, 39 rushes, a Redskins all-time regular season record. 135 yards, 43 attempts, by the way, is the NFL record. Sanders, wide left. Morris, 40th carry of the day. Gets down close to the 20. Picked up 3 more. 43 attempts is the NFL record by Butch Woolfolk and James Wilder.
The Bengals are taking another time out here. You know, you'd think that's going to be a great trivia question someday, Pat, that I'm sure everyone would think John Riggins would have that record and Jamie Morrison today. And I think part of that, again, should go to Mark May and Joe Jacoby, because I bet you 90% of that yardage or 90% of those times he carried the ball was over the right side behind these two big guys.
They've done a heck of a job. Remember, Cincinnati has not lost a game at home this year. Neither has Buffalo. But again, all they have to do is tie and they win the AFC Central. But as John Madden said, if it ends up in regular time tied, we go to overtime.
You know, and Chip Lowmiller was probably thinking, why wait till now? The last time we were down the same area, you went for it on 4th down. And had I kicked it then, I wouldn't be in this situation now.
They were closer the time before. Big 3rd down. It's 3. Ball's at the Cincinnati 23. Motion to Morris and a Redskin first down.
Joe Jacoby there looks like he just won the game and/or the Super Bowl.
Ricky Dixon made the stop. Timeout Cincinnati, and that's all for them.
Let's watch Joe Jacoby here in the block that he's going to get and the celebration after. That's where they're going to run the ball. He starts getting his guy, then he comes up in the linebacker. Now watch Joe Jacoby. He starts to celebrate there. Then we got him. We got him.
We just got closer and give an assist to Donnie Warren. After the initial hit by Jacoby, he closed things out.
That's the thing that makes Donnie Warren so valuable is, you know, you look and you say he's a starting tight end. He doesn't catch any passes, but he's as important to the running game and the blocking of the running game as any of these linemen. I remember when Donnie Warren was out there for a while, and I think that bothered Joe Gibbs as much as losing any player. He said that, you know, he just means so much to us, and what we do or can do, he's probably the most valuable guy that we have on this team, or the guy that we can least afford to miss.
This drive by the Redskins, 13 plays, 63 yards, and they've kept the ball for almost 7 minutes. Now the Bengals are out of timeouts. Stopped after a gain of 1. One thing I think we have to keep in mind is the Redskins will let the clock run is that if Lohmiller does come in to try the winning field goal, he'll be going against a very tricky wind.
Yeah, but then, as you say, the ball's down there close enough that the wind shouldn't really be a factor. Of course, that's easy for me to say. I mean, I've never kicked one of those things. You made a living kicking before you started doing this, so you would know about that.
It's a tough way to make a living. Less than a minute. Morris down to about the 12. Carl Zander on the stop. That's 43 carries for Jamie Morris, and that ties an NFL record.
You know, it's funny, coming into this game, you think of running backs, and you think of Ickey Woods and James Brooks, the Bengal running backs, and the records and things they were going after. And here, little Jamie Morris comes in and ties an NFL record. In fact, I'm sure that he's going to carry the ball on this play and maybe break that record.
The Redskins are going to let the clock run down, now take the timeout on 3rd down. They have 1 left. Remember, they did this against the Eagles. They lined up and faked the field goal on 3rd down, intentionally ground the ball. Not resulting in a penalty, of course, because everything was fine. But they'll give themselves margin for error.
I would bet they wouldn't fake it. If they were going to go fake, I think they would have taken timeout and left maybe 5 more seconds on the
You're
clock.
probably right. The Bengals, of course, are out of timeouts. So just in case they get a bad snap here or a bad hold or something goes wrong, they'd still have 4th down. There's Chip Lohmiller, the rookie.
Look at how lonely that is. No one talks to him. All the guys huddle up over there by themselves. He's over on the other hash mark. One thing, you don't want to talk to him. Just let him get over there, get that spot, get set.
Coleman is the holder. Lohmiller, the kicker. Yes, sir. No.
It hit the goalpost.
Hit the goalpost. Hit the goalpost and bounced out.
Watch this thing. It's on the hash mark, Pat. It just goes straight up the hash mark, right into the goalpost. Doink. You talk about the Bengals dodging a bullet.
Wow, 2 bullets. It had plenty of distance. It just hit the top of the goalpost.
I said it was on that right hash mark, and he went right down the line and kicked it straight as an arrow.
Lohmiller had a tough time in the beginning of the year with that very same thing. He had hit 10 in a row. The officials underneath the goalpost had to wait to see which way the ricochet was going to go.
You know, this flip is going to be a big thing, too, because do you take the wind or do you take the ball? Let's look at it again. See, it's on the hash mark. It goes straight up the hash mark. Hey, this is going to be an interesting thing, Pat, because the wind has been so effective in this game. I don't know if you win the toss that you wouldn't kick off and take the win.
They'll have a 3-minute break as the captains come out for both squads.
Washington, which one's going to call it toss? Who's going to call it? Please call it in the air. Call it loud. Tails he called. Heads
Bengals have won the toss. The overtime rules, coin toss we just witnessed. There is a total 3-minute break, 2 timeouts per team. Play 15-minute period. First one to score wins. as we head into an extra quarter. The Charmed Light led by Cincinnati.
Quick, up here.
He looks just like you.
Looking all right yourself, kid. Now when you buy a $5 book of McDonald's gift certificates, you get a free plush musical ornament of Oliver or Dodger. The characters from the new Disney movie, Oliver and Company, now only at a theater near you. Oliver and Dodger make great gifts and even play a tune.
Hey, Dodge, we made beautiful music together.
Yeah, kid.
Your holiday place, McDonald's.
Send up a crow's foot. Give me an Applejack.
There's a place in the friendly skies where not everyone is so friendly.
Stop. Hold it. I need 3 hours minimum. Check it out.
Over 9,000 mechanics of United Airlines work
Give
here.
me a mini grinder.
They're picky, fussy, stubborn. But if you fly, they're the best friends you'll ever have. United, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
17-17. All Brown looking on as this game heads into overtime. Washington in OT 7-2. Cincinnati 6-3. The man who just missed will kick off. The Bengals won the toss. They'll receive, but they'll be going into the wind.
You know, I think an interesting thing, Pat, is that stat. Everyone says in overtime that it's an advantage to receive, but when you break it down, the team that receives has won half the time. So therefore, the team that kicks off wins half the time. So right now, I don't think the Redskins are a big disadvantage because they're kicking off and they have the win.
Next, following football, don't forget DePaul and Georgetown, college basketball. Right now, it's overtime at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. The Bengals playing for the AFC Central Championship. The Redskins playing for themselves. Jennings hit by Manuski at about the 24. In the fourth quarter, the Bengals struck deep and got the only 7 points. Washington controlled the clock as they hoped they would do.
Well, that's what they were trying to do. And again, that 0 points, they were just setting up for that field goal. They set up for it and hit the pipe.
They had a chance earlier on 4th and short. Went for it. Ickey Wood stopped by Bowles and Gage after he rips it out to the 38.
Watch him just take off on that left side. He can either take it straight ahead or cut it back. He sees a hole there. He runs right by Dave Butts, takes it straight ahead.
He's nearing 100 yards now. He's the lone setback right now. 1st and 10. Woods left side. Shoves the pile back for a gain of 3 or 4. Stopped finally by Charles Mann and Dexter Mann.
Like the Bengal line is starting to take over here and push that Redskin defense around a little. I'll guarantee you one thing, that Redskin defense now is going to be very cautious of that play pass. He faked the run and throw the way the Bengals are so good at it.
Woods is over 100 yards now. There's the fake. Esiason gets it out to Holman. Just barely got it out there. Stopped by Walton.
This is one of the things that the Bengals do well and Esiason does well, at faking, bootlegging, getting outside the rush. You see, they knocked down Charles Mann so he can get outside the defensive end, but he has the 2 linebackers there.
3rd down and 5.
This can be the biggest down of the game thus far. I think if the Redskins can stop them here, get the ball with the win, they'll have things going pretty much their way.
Brooks is split wide to the left. Marshall went out with him, and now he comes back. Tyson chased out of the pocket. Overthrows Holman, but a flag on the play. Against the Bengals.
You see that Joe Gibbs started to get excited, and Don Perot, his assistant coach, was next to him and said, that's okay, it's against them. Don Perot must have saw that whole thing.
I think they have to decline this penalty, don't you?
Yep. Yeah, I would think they'd want the Bengals to punt.
Pass interference, number 21 on the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
You see James Brooks up on top. He just goes and blocks Walt. What it was, I guess that's what they called.
I don't understand that move.
Well, it's a pass play. And they said that he just went down and interfered with the defender. But Boomer was...
Lee Johnson back to punt it. Oliphant retreats to about the 17. And the Bengals are down in good shape and take him down at about the 15. He lost a yard on the return. Barney Bussey was down, number 20.
Well, the Redskins are talking it over there, and they played this whole first game and the whole regular game with a big running game, and I would bet in this overtime that they're going to get away from that run and try and hit those 3 wide receivers and eventually get the ball somehow to Ricky Sanders.
Of course, both the other 2 wide receivers are dangerous. Monk, Clark.
Well, they have the 3 tight ends in now.
And Jamie Morris, about to break an NFL record. The number of attempts. Picked up 3, stopped by Zander again.
Tell you one thing, they just keep working that right side, don't they, Patty? You'd think that the Bengals would just slant and stunt everyone to their left or the right side of that Redskin offense.
Now the tight ends go out and the 3 wideouts come in. The Bengals put in extra defensive backs. Sanders and Monk come left. Clark goes right. 2nd and 7. Monk hit right at about the 20, maybe the 21 by Eric Thomas. Gain of only 4. That will be short of a first down.
Monk just has these option patterns where he can go in or out or hook depending on how they play. He just gets man coverage, but the first thing he does, he's so big and strong, he pushes the defender off, then makes his cut.
3rd down and 4. Block. That's going to be close to first down yardage to Gary Clark. 3rd and 4. That's about what he got.
Yeah, he knew what he had to get. He just got beyond that stick, and then he sat down in a hooking motion.
Now they're going to measure.
Gary Clark cut this about as short as you can. You see, he knows he just has to get beyond the line there. He does, makes the move, and hopes that he had enough.
He had enough. Just enough. Here comes Morris back into the game. Oliphant goes out. Times Jamie Morris has run to his right, 14 times up the middle, and only 4 times to the left. Williams. Incomplete, intended for Monk. Covered by Eric Thomas. Remry has played well. Played himself out right out of his shoes.
I'll tell you, this is why this is so big for the Bengals, though. As you say, they have to win or tie, and then they win the division. Then they get the week off. And this is a team that has really been through a lot, a team that is really beat up, and probably as much as anything can use that extra week.
10:24 left in overtime. Second down and 10. Handoff is to Morris. Hit by David Grant, a rookie, after a gain of only 2.
That was only the 5th time Jamie Morris ran to the left all day. It's interesting to do it. He still brought the guys, Jacoby and May, over from the right side to lead them to the left.
Big third down and 8 coming up. Redskins have not had to punt all day. We're in overtime. Sanders and Monk to the left. Sanders in the slot. Now on the move. Clark to Williams right. Williams is sacked. And fumble. Barney Bussey on the blitz made the hit. And Grant recovered. And the Bengals take over.
Barney Bussey, number 27, is a safety who comes in the nickel, and he's a blitzing guy. He's the guy that, of the secondary guys, is their best blitzer. He gets up on the line of scrimmage. He comes in. Watch, it's going to be from the left side, the right side of the screen. He comes in. Williams is looking to his left, doesn't see Bussey, hits him, knocks it right into the hands of David Grant.
There's another one you'll see in the highlight films a lot of times.
You know, they told us yesterday that when they're in their nickel that Bussey is the guy who's their blitz guy.
He would. Hammers inside the 15. Stopped by Charles Mann after a gain of 3.
If I were the Bengals, I would sure want to take a shot at a touchdown before I settled for a field goal. I think the thing is just to run 3 plays to go for a field goal isn't the percentage thing when you can take a shot at a touchdown first, because that gives you the 2-way go.
Second down and 7. The ball right at the Redskin 15. Wood to the 10. To about the 3. Stopped finally by Alvin Walton. A gain of 12 by the rookie.
Hey, this guy is some rookie. Starts to the left, runs into his own guy, nothing there, bounces it out, turns upfield, puts his shoulder down into Alvin Walton. Walton's one of the best tacklers in the league, though. He's not going to get by him.
First and goal from the 3, and Jim Breach is in the game. They want to go ahead and finish.
I don't know. I still believe in taking one more shot at the field goal before you do at the touchdown before you do this.
Schoenert will hold it. They want to give the Redskins Breach a chance to think about things, and they call a timeout.
For one thing, there's 8 minutes and 6 seconds left, so time isn't the thing. It's first down, so downs aren't the thing. So even if they do this, I know the only thing he's thinking of is if he's going to kick the field goal now, to he doesn't want to take the chance to get a turnover.
It's first and goal at about the 4-yard line. Call it the 3-yard line. In overtime, the score tied 17-17. And Jim Breach, the father of 6, has this victory on his shoulders.
Well, they just called Jim Breach over, and Sam White talked to him. Had no idea what he'd want to tell him then. Unless it's a bad snap or anything, don't kick the ball because it's only first down.
That's probably what he told him. If you're not comfortable with anything, we're still close enough and we still have a lot of downs. And so Breach with Schoenert holding will try from just outside the 10-yard line, just over a 20-yard attempt. Almost like an extra point. Just outside the 20. Overtime. The Cincinnati Bengals, the AFC Central Division champions. Sam White.
That brought Sam White out of a trance. He has just won the Central Division.
First time since the Super Bowl year of 1981. So the final score, Cincinnati 20, Washington 17. Stay tuned for the NFL Today postgame show coming up next. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.
And us fuse ballers drink Miller Lite. Miller Lite's a less filling beer. It's brewed from the ground up. It's not a watered-down version of a regular beer. And fuse ball is a great game. Because when a guy loses, everyone knows he loses.
When it's Miller Lite, less filling, tastes great.
I think we have a loser. Hey, fair-handed.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
Radio Shack has 9 different educational toys that make learning fun. Spelling Math has 15 different games that teach Jeff basic math, spelling, and logic.
And Beth learns about colors, shapes, and numbers with her show and learn game. She's having so much fun. I hate to tell her it's BEDTIME.
Yeah, Mommy.
She's been learning from Jeff's spelling math.
Educational toys, education through imagination. $9.95 to $29.95, only at Radio Shack.
United Airlines. From the ground up, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
Once again, you are looking at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, where only moments ago the Bengals wrapped up their first AFC Central Division championship since '81. And for the Washington Redskins, their first losing season of the Joe Gibbs era. Meantime, just outside of Washington, this is the Cap Center in Landover, Maryland. We're coming up in just a little while, the season premiere of NCAA basketball on CBS. A chance to see Georgetown's freshman sensation, Alonzo Mourning, in all his glory against DePaul.
There's more football business at hand, and we'll be going back to Cincinnati for post-game interviews.
And we'll also hear from Andre Tippett, the great linebacker for the New England Patriots. If they win today in Denver, they are in the playoffs as a wild card. All that and more coming up on the NFL Today postgame show.
The NFL Today postgame show is sponsored by Miller Lite, official sponsor of the Miller Lite NFL Lineman of the Year Award. Once again, Brent Musburger.
All right, welcome back. What an exciting overtime game that was. We get a late development out of Denver. Joe Collier apparently has told the Broncos this is his last game as defensive coordinator. That story is still unfolding. Meanwhile, they're doing the shuffle down in Cincinnati. Let's go back to Pat Summerall with Ickey Woods. Pat?
Well, no shuffle yet, Ickey, but 1,000 yards you got, 115 yards today. What does it feel like to be the champion?
Oh, it feels great to come in the league my first year and help a team win the Central Division, and it feels great. There's no emotions or no words for it. It's just a great feeling.
Icky, what was your feeling on the sideline when the Redskins missed that field goal?
Oh, well, when they was in so close, I was like, oh, man, we got to play the wild card game. But the guy, Shank, didn't hit the goal post, and I said, oh, yeah, we're back in it. And we won the toss, and they held us, and then our defense came up with the big play for us to win it.
You got a week off now, and from the looks of the guys who got banged up today, you can certainly use that, can't you?
Yeah, most definitely. The Washington Redskins was a hard-hitting team. We came out hitting hard, too. They had a couple injuries. We had a couple injuries, and the week off, I think, will really help us.
Well, we offer you our congratulations on a great year and a great season for you and the team.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Icky.
All right, appreciate it.
Let's go back to Brent Musburger.
All right, Pat, thank you very much. And from Cincinnati, we'll go to Landover right now because I understand from James Brown there's a late lineup change for DePaul. What's the situation, James?
All right, Brent, indeed there is a late lineup change. DePaul has a tough task ahead of it playing Georgetown. 4 of the top 8 players are freshmen. DePaul will be a lot younger as the senior starting forward, Terrence Green, will not be starting because of an abscess too. Billy Packer had an opportunity to talk with head coach Joey Meyer to get the latest on the playing status of Terrence Green.
Well, Joey, you know how to make things exciting, like you don't have enough rookies as it is. What's the story with Terrence?
Well, he has an infected tooth, and he missed some practice yesterday, so I decided I'd just go with the freshman because Terrence missed practice. But I think he's all right. He's struggling a little bit from the medication more than anything else, but I think he'll be able to play.
So you expect to get him in that lineup if things don't go well early for the young guys, huh?
Well, with 3 freshmen, I really got to try to make it interesting. Then the first-year player, Neiman, he really hasn't played that much. So, yeah, Terrence is ready to come in there, I think, at any time.
Well, with one of the 2 veteran players now not starting, it's going to put an awful lot of pressure on Chucky Murphy, a freshman point guard, and Stephen Howard, a starting forward. He's a freshman as well. Really, what does that mean?
Well, it really is difficult for Joey Meyer, but I like his attitude, James. He likes this ball club, and a guy like Chucky coming in here not only as a freshman,
was making a lot of turnovers on defense and just playing intense football for 4 quarters.
Tell me the truth now. It's the altitude, right? Guys can't come from the East Coast and play in Mile High Stadium.
Oh, no. That's just a myth. I think we've beat ourselves in the past with a lot of turnovers. Just, not staying intense for the whole 4 quarters. We'd start out good in the first half, and then in the second half, we'd make a lot of mistakes, and they'd capitalize on it. Denver's team is a whole lot like ours with different philosophies of how we feel about takeaways and things like that. It's tough playing them out here, and we have to be on our P's and Q's when we're playing today.
Andre, what's your reaction to Tony Eason being the quarterback rather than Doug Flutie?
Hey, I don't care who the quarterback is. Basically, what we're going to do, we're just going to rally behind him, give him all the support that he needs, and we're going to hope that he goes out and have a great day. The decision is on Raymond Berry, and he made it, and we all got to live with it. So it's no big thing with us. We're just going to rally behind Tony and hope that he has a great day today.
I get the feeling, talking to you, that you guys are really optimistic today.
Oh, yeah, very, very. We realize what we have to do. You look at some of the games that we've lost in the past. Early part of the season, we didn't even believe we'd be here. But Coach Berry, he kept, kept us up, kept keeping us believing in ourselves and knowing that, hey, eventually things are going to turn around for us, and we're going to get our break. And today is our break. All we have to do is win, and we control our own fate.
Now, meanwhile, Dick, the big story as far as the Broncos are concerned, there will be a shakeup within the coaching staff, within the assistants. Joe Collier reportedly told the defensive players that this probably will be his last game. He's been there 20 years. The ownership upset. What's the situation there?
Well, I think there was rumors going around that, everybody thought they could run on the Denver Bronco defense. And then they said, well, because their linemen are so small. So what Joe did, I think he would substitute a lot of people and mix up the defenses. I think that caught up with him. And a couple players I've heard that said that, well, we stayed the same. We didn't improve from last year's Super Bowl, while other teams did improve, and that's why that's why we're not up there the way we should have been. So I think his substitution of a lot of players to overcome the small defensive linemen has caught up with him.
Irv, will that status of the defensive unit affect today's game?
Well, certainly. Everybody likes to attack the Denver Broncos by running at them. Now, the Patriots have young John Stevens, who's rushed over 1,000 yards so far this year. You can expect him to attack, particularly their right defensive side, which is fairly light. And That's a problem they've had all year. But I think this problem of upgrading personnel is really a personnel problem. I think the scouts and people who draft players do that. The coaches, particularly in the Denver Broncos situation, don't get that much involved in that kind of decision-making.
Irvin, Dick, I think you would agree that everyone should give a big round of applause to the coaching staff of the Washington Redskins. They did a heck of a job of getting those guys ready for that game, even though they lost in overtime.
I mean, they could have just folded up their tent, but I tell you what, I was going with Cincinnati because you have to. Everybody had to go with them. But for the Redskins to play as well as they did with the adversities that they had, I mean, that's a tribute to Joe Gibbs.
You bet.
Great organization.
When we come back, Dick, we're going to be checking in with Pat and John at Cincinnati in just a moment.
Right now, the only thing that would taste better than a nice cold one is a cold filtered one.
Man, sure go for one of these.
Because if you want a beer whose rich, smooth, dry taste hasn't been changed by depasteurization, we've got it down cold. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. It's as real as beer gets.
We have a slightly revised forecast. It's go.
Christmas, marked by Santas, holly, and the welcome presence of Alka-Seltzer. Fast relief of heartburn with headache, accompanied by jingling bellies. Alka-Seltzer, the other holiday tradition.
What happened when Sony put this color TV and full-featured VCR into this machine? They shrunk. Introducing Sony Video Walkman. It takes video out of your home and into your life.
More and more men are keeping their bodies in shape. Their faces, too. Shaving's rough on your face. So every day, after every shave, splash on Skin Bracer. Skin Bracer cools, soothes, tightens pores.
That's the tingle. Smells great, too.
But Skin Bracer's not cologne. It's skin care you need. That's why more men are saying...
Thanks. I need it, Dad.
Skin Bracer takes care of men who take care of their skin. Skin Bracer Aftershave.
By men.
Coming up shortly now, look at Georgetown's sensational freshman Alonzo Mourning up against DePaul, and that's right after our football coverage. Irvin, Dick, if we pull out one play in overtime that was the key play, I think we certainly have to agree it was the fumble.
Well, it's pretty much an indication of the Washington Redskins' entire season. They came into the game with minus 22 in the turnover ratio. In overtime, Doug Williams goes back to throw the ball, and he's hit by the nickelback, the young fellow Barney Bussey. Now watch him come through on the Red Dog. Hits Williams, he gives the ball up. Cincinnati Bengals recover from there. It was a winning field goal in overtime.
You know what's ironic about it, Brent? I mean, they didn't get to Williams all day. I mean, the offensive line did a great job. I mean, the Redskins, they were opening holes to run the ball, everything. Boy, the one time. And that was, of course, the safety blitz, and somebody messed up. Maybe didn't pick them up.
Yeah, Dick and Irv, let's go back out to Riverfront to Pat and John. I know it's a little nippy out there, fellas, but thanks for staying a little extra for us today. Pat?
Well, a little nippy is a little conservative, Brent. 20-17, the Bengals, as you've been saying, the AFC Central Division champions. We had a chat with Boomer Esiason and with Dickie Woods you had earlier. And John Madden had what I think is a very pleasant moment of conversation with the Bengal quarterback, Boomer Esiason.
Let me ask you this. If I said this to you, who would I be talking about? They work the hardest. They're known the least. But who cares?
Sal,
they are the reason.
Hey, John, this is my high school coach right here, Sal Champion. This is the man who said that. Right here. And he says he's going to come up to the booth and says if you take it away from him, he's coming after you.
No, that's Sal Champion. He was Boomer's high school coach, and that's the prayer of the offensive lineman.
And they played a well of a football game. When we were on the field, they controlled the line of scrimmage, and like I said, it all starts up front, and all year long they played wonderfully for us.
Boomer, congratulations.
Sal used to block Dick Butkus.
Yeah, Sal used to block Dick Butkus. What'd you do to Dick Butkus, Sal?
I just about held my own, Boomer. Don't lie to anybody. Butkus mad at me. I named the dog after Dick Butkus.
We know the holidays will be happy days now, Boomer. Thank you.
Yes, well, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
So, again, the final 2017. I hope Butkus is not mad about things. Back to you, Brent.
You're never angry about stuff like that.
The thing he didn't tell you, that guy was 6'7" before I hit him.
Everybody's naming dogs after you. I don't understand.
I don't know either.
All right. We will continue live here in just a moment on CBS.